I want you folks to play these 3 games from the NLA. Daily pick 3 cash flow and play with. You will be supporting sports and culture, nation building and our future. So go out and play, folks, make it a must. You will see what the National Lottery is doing for us. When you play pick 3 cash flow and play with, the NLA will support you all the way.
Starting September 30th, Monday to Friday, these 3 games will be drawn mid-morning, 9:45 a.m., midday, 12:45 p.m., and evenings, 7:45 p.m. The National Lotteries, supporting sports, culture, and nation building.
Sunday money day.
Excursion and Tours weekly e-bike rides. Gather your family and friends for an unforgettable ride through stunning landscapes. Book your adventure today at ridersabike.com or call 473-422-1011. Don't miss out. Let's ride.
Yeah. Right along live, welcome to the ride. Welcome to Tuesday on the ride. Yulene, Shirley, Jairus, James, Glenda. How you guys doing? Today, guys, you know, Tuesday is all about what's pissing you off. What is stuck in your craw? What is freaking getting you upset? Yeah. Tuesday, your program. And today we have a conversation. We have a conversation that we need to have, right? Because last night we posted a video, and it have to do with the arrangement with what was thought was an arrangement by the new bottling company, distiller company in Grenada. Kinko, and whether it's a misunderstanding, a signed agreement that wasn't signed, we don't know, right? But anyway, we posted a video to get some clarification, and a lot of you guys didn't quite understand the concept of the video, questioned a lot of things of the video. So we decided to give you an extended version of this. So we invited the general manager of Clark's Court. He is here, Mr. Simon Green. He's here to chat with us on that, the whole Kinko, Clark's Court, government arrangement, that whole thing. We get a better sense of understanding as to what transpired, what happened, what went down. And of course, we're gonna look at what's pissing a lot of people off today, because it's Tuesday, it's your day. Arthur Langine, how you doing? Good evening to you. And the folks in Brooklyn, New York. Guys, listen, we're still inviting people, because we got some calls from some folks from Carriacou, and they would love to have a few of these. I posted it. Where is it? This solar power bank. So we purchased about 20 of those solar power bank, right? And we're sending it down to Carriacou. But we're also inviting you guys. If you could get 1 or 2 of those, they would definitely appreciate that. A lot of people, they still don't have electricity, and they have their phones, and it's hard. They have to go sometime all the way to friends or family that do have electricity in Hillsborough to get it charged. But this at least would give them a little bit of charge on their phone. So we got about 20 of those, but 20 is just not enough. We got a lot of requests. So please help out and continue to help out the people in Carriacou. All right? Val John, how you doing? Nice. Who else we have? Leonie Isaac, how you doing? Blessing Riders. Blessing to you, Leonie. How you doing? How are you? Everybody share? Everybody add followers? Stephanie Leslie, how you doing? Thank you. Nice, guys. All right, so we're in Tuesday. We asked the question, what's pissing you off? And we want to get... Lacey J, what's up? How you doing, Lacey J? What I do? Desi, how you doing on YouTube? Thank you so much. Ade, Lacey J, Ade. All right. So, guys, we ain't gonna waste no time, because I want to get straight into it. And there are a lot of things that pissing people off, so we'll go straight into the thing, all right? So help us welcome on the platform. First time on the ride along, but always you've seen him before on the platform, trail and otherwise. Mr. Simon Green, the general manager there at the Grenada Distillers. Simon, welcome. How are you doing, my friend?
Hi, Junior. Good afternoon, and thank you for the invitation to join the program this afternoon. Yeah, my first time on the ride, and it's lovely being here. And hi
Yeah,
to,
man.
of course, all your listeners out there, all the fans throughout the world.
Nice, 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 nice. All right. So, Simon, Mr. Green, we're trying to understand this, right? Because yesterday I did this video. We're diving deeper and trying to understand what transpired. Now, here is what I understand from the information that I gathered thus far.
All right.
Kinko, who was a new company coming into the market, came
Mm-hmm.
in and gave the assurance to government and you and the other bottling companies with Clark Scott and Rivers that they were not interested in pushing or promoting this into the local market. Take it from there.
Correct.
Take it from there.
Right. So, back in about 2018, thereabouts, while I was at River and Twine Rum Distillery at the time, I was part of the management team there. I had the opportunity to meet, of course, the folks investing at Cane Co at the time and Renegade Rum. In fact, Cane Co is the agricultural part of the business, and Renegade Rum is actually the name of the rum company per se. And
Okay.
of course, as local distillers, both Rivers and of course Clark Scott. Um, the concern was, whether or not these new investors and their proposed business would have been something that would impact us in a negative way. Obviously, the rum market is one that we are accustomed to having competition,
Right.
but when you have a new industry coming off, on your own space, it's important to understand, what are the conditions for coming in. Obviously, if it's an external business, we want to make sure that, especially when you have locally owned businesses, that you do have some information that you can um, plan enough to deal with whatever eventualities may come as a result of that new entrant into the market. So, of course, the
Right.
government then said to us, okay, this new company is export oriented. All of their products will be sold outside of Grenada. They have no interest in competing locally.
Uh-huh.
I think your clip showed it very clearly last night in terms of the press conferences and so that were had with regards to that particular entrant into the market. And
Mhm.
additionally, also showed that things like you know, the stability of your workplace in terms of lobbying your employers and employees and so forth would not
Mhm.
be a part of that experience. Of
Right.
course, at the time I was at Rivers, I know we suffered at the time. I'm sure Mrs. Richards will speak to that in her interview with you, with having lost a lot of the clean workers to Clean Co at the time. Of course, people have a right to choose wherever they want to work, but from a principal standpoint, it felt as though many of these workers were lobbied to come over. But that
Mhm.
besides the point. Um, in the last 2 years, what we have noticed is that the product is now on local shelves, supermarkets, and we seem to be mute about it. We've written, in fact, government to really ask for some clarification in terms of what has changed. And we are yet to have a response. I think they're still investigating to see what in fact was said and in fact what was made public. But as a corporate citizen, also a Grenadian, as part of the public, if one thing was said publicly and then we see something happen to the contrary, we have a right to ask a question. And that's simply what we're doing right now, asking a question. What has changed?
Mhm.
Whether or not the new entrant is allowed to compete in the same market space with the same terms and conditions as we have. And, you know, if so, why were we told differently? You know? So.
Right. Okay. So let's go back a little bit. Now, the introduction of Kinko into the market, are you aware of any document that was signed by government and Kinko that said that Kinko will only produce for export? Or are you aware that there was an official document that was signed?
No, I have not seen any such document. I'm only relying on what we were told by government officials at the time, both publicly and in meetings with them, because we had meetings also with government officials at the time that
Right.
gave us the assurance that the new entrant is not a local competitor.
Right. So government reassured you. Government at the time reassured you, and well, both the two local companies, River and Twine and Clark's Court,
Mhm.
that this is the situation. They're coming in, and they're not going to affect your business. They are mainly for export. Government reassured you
Correct.
guys that was going to be the case.
That's correct.
Right, but no official document. You didn't see any official document. There was no official document signed. You don't know of any official document, if there is or not.
I'm not aware. And again, when it comes to these kind of concessions and arrangement, these are private contracts and arrangements that are made between the government of the day and the private company. Other companies don't really have privy to those kinds of things. I mean, there are some public documents you can find that will probably list you certain terms or conditions for that, but we have not seen any such public document. And since this was something that was said publicly, we are addressing it publicly just to
Right.
get some explanations.
Right. Okay. So we don't even know if there was a sunset clause in there. If there was such a document, if there was a sunset clause
Correct.
that gave them a 2-year period, a 3-year period before they could export or anything like that. So we're not sure of if there is or if there is not any document whatsoever. That's
No, we're not
correct.
sure. We only
Okay.
going based upon what we were told, and of course, you've seen the press release, and we were given the assurance that
Right.
such a competitor would not be interacting on our local space. Now,
Right.
you may ask why that is important. Of course, for small distilleries like ours, who already deal with so many other challenges, um, and for the local manufacturing sector, we do believe that it's important that we are given clear both policy directives and knowledge about what is happening in our market space so we can adequately plan and deal with such eventualities. But when things happen that appears to not follow through on the things that were said, it throws a curveball that kind of puts us sometimes in a quandary. And here we are dealing with a competitor we never expected to have on the local market. So hence the reason why we're asking those questions.
Oh, I got you. I got you. I got you. So some people was asking the question. So what's wrong with a competitor coming in? There's no monopoly in rum. What's wrong with
No, no.
having someone
Uh,
else?
in fact, as we speak, there are Barbadian rum companies, Guyanese rum companies, Trinidad companies on the shelves in Grenada competing with our brands. Not a problem with that. You know, all we're saying is that if you have something that was said to us publicly, that you have a new investor, of course,
Uh-huh.
which you would have given concessions to, and you would have said to the local market space that investor would not be, let's say, infringing on what I classify as a heritage industry, which is
Right.
rum to us, you know. Um, and we believe that you are genuinely trying to protect this local indigenous industry, and then we are seeing something to the contrary. Then I think we ought to ask the question: what has changed?
Right. Speak about the heritage industry. Speak
Mhm.
about the rum and the Caribbean and the heritage industry in the Caribbean.
Well, that would take a whole program, right? But let me try
Yeah.
to make a synopsis of it.
Yeah.
Now, of course, rum is very dear to our Caribbean people. The whole peopling of the Americas, from Brazil all the way up to North America, would not have been possible if the Portuguese hadn't started slavery in Brazil, you know, in the early 1500s and brought Africans and enslaved our ancestors to produce, sugar and rum, etc. Now,
Right.
fast forward 2024, you know, um, through all of the pain and things that we would have endured as a people, and today owning land, today owning industries, today creating rum, and using the knowledge of our ancestors to make this heritage product, and making such an important contribution to our foreign direct, earnings for the whole region. The rum industry deserves some kind of protection. Um, Second only to mineral exports in the Caribbean, the rum industry is probably one of the highest, export earners for us. So
Right.
therefore, from a social and economic and cultural standpoint, any right-thinking society or government by extension would appreciate the fact that an industry like this, especially, if it's locally owned and operated, needs some kind of a protection, especially in the face of the neo-colonial kinds of businesses that are coming into the region and are taking advantage sometimes of our loose arrangements at times, and at the same time causing locally owned, manufacturers and so forth to be more challenged and sometimes sell off or get out of the business simply because they are unable to compete in a fair environment. Um, you know, we in the Caricom region, for example, we trade rum, we have rums coming into our market, we have an understanding as Caricom as to how these things operate. Um, in the case of the new entrant into the market, it was an entrant that came outside of the Caricom region per se, and promised to revolutionize the rum industry. Add what we call a single farm original rum to the expression, and to really get the world to take notice that we made this here and in fact sell this to the world, right? From a principle standpoint, that is not a problem. It's adding more attention to the industry, etc. But what we have a challenge with is just the information that was shared, because if we were told that this particular company has no interest in the local space, would not be competing with the smaller distilleries here, and then suddenly now we have to make changes to our marketing strategy, how we approach things on the market, etc. Um, that throws a challenge that we were not prepared for. Let's put it frankly, right?
Right.
So
Right.
hence the reason why those questions are coming up at this time.
All right. So for those of you who are unclear about the whole topic, let me run back this for you, right? This was a clip. This is a clip back from February. What was the date? Anyway, this is a clip from about 3-4 years ago. Simon, it was around that time it was launched, right?
Roughly about, yes.
Right. Okay. So this is a clip that kind of summarizes it a bit. Listen to this.
It is being described as the Flavors of Grenada as another local producer of rum launched its operations today. More in this Abigail McIntyre report. Located in Conference St. Andrew, the state-of-the-art, environmentally friendly Renegade Rum Distillery has been preparing for this day for more than 5 years. It started with the launch of its sister company, Cane Co., which is primarily responsible for the growth and harvesting of cane. When the company first started operations in Grenada, the country had in total 8 acres of under-cultivated cane lands. To date, they have leased and rented in some instances from local farmers and landowners 200 acres of land for cane production in the various parishes across the country. This has been a costly venture for the shareholders of Renegade, who have invested more than 100 million EC dollars since the sword turning ceremony in 2018. Despite some setbacks caused by the COVID-19 pandemic, CEO of Renegade Rum Distillery, Mark Rainier, is extremely pleased with the product and boasts of the excellent work of his all-female distilling team, a first in the world.
We're not actually making one rum, as you'll see in there. We're making 150 rums, little rums, each one derived from the fields around you that you see. Looking behind you there, you can see a yellowish bank of cane next to a lovely vibrant green field of cane. 2 very different terroirs. One is full of iron ore and the other one is alluvial. This is what we're distilling. These give different flavors. So the 150 little mini rums, each one stands as a Renegade rum in its own right, but assembled together in clever proportions that Devon is going to be working on shortly, we can create a fascinating matrix of flavors, of Grenadian flavors, layering them one after the other to create the most profound rum the world's ever seen.
Minister for Agriculture, Lands and Forestry, Honorable Peter David, says the Renegade project is good news for development in the agriculture and tourism sectors.
The project is good news for the landowners whose lands were for the most part sitting idle. Now they have an opportunity to earn an income by virtue of simply owning the lands that have been leased to facilitate cultivation of the tons of sugarcane needed for this project. Good news for the correlation between tourism and agriculture, as the premium rum produced at this distillery will help to give greater visibility to Grenada on the international market and certainly will entice more visitors to come and explore our beautiful island. The distillery is good news for the rural economy because its location here creates significant economic benefit, both direct and spin-off for people in the immediate vicinity and even beyond.
Renegade rum will not be sold locally, but is meant for international markets.
All right, so I guess that is the part, that is the sticking part for you, and the sticking part in understanding the whole story here. You're not
Right.
saying that another rum distiller company shouldn't come into the market. You're just saying that when they came in, you was reassured that they would not compete with you or your other competitor, River and Twine, but instead they will go for export. But that changed. Now they are in the local market. That is the problem right here.
That's precisely the concern.
Right. Have you spoke to government to find out, what were the agreement? Are they going
Oh yes.
against the agreement?
Oh yeah, I mean, we have written, several letters, to ministers, permanent secretaries, etc., just asking for an explanation, and we're still waiting for responses. What seemed to be even more confusing to us is that, some of the current folks involved in government today are saying that they have no evidence or no written document that kind of illustrates or say what we have heard publicly, right? And then when we reach out to some of the folks in the previous government, they said, well, yes, as far as they knew and they understood that this was supposed to be something that was a part of the arrangement, that this company coming in would not be selling any of their products locally and doing anything to undermine or threaten the livelihood or the existence of the local distilleries that are currently on island.
Right. What other harm have you felt or was incurred by the introduction of the Renegade rum selling in the local market? Were the companies hurt in any other way besides these two ways? They're taking their employees, or you claim that they're stealing some of your employees, and of course they now competing with you on that market. Were there anything else that was said that was supposed to have done and was not? Was there anything else specifically?
Well, no. I mean, as I said, ultimately people have a right to choose who they want to work for.
Yeah.
So even for that, we don't have any issue with somebody moving on. The challenge for us was that when we are told that this company would not be producing rum for the local market to be sold here, and then it turns up on supermarket shelves and small shops in here, it throws a curveball, because then we'll have to now, let's say, reset our marketing strategies or our approach to competition. And we rely heavily on credible information coming from whether it's government or policymakers on how the market is organized, so we can plan ahead. I'm sure you could appreciate the fact that the companies like us, we don't just get up every morning and make a plan. We have 5-year plans, 10-year plans, etc., and it's all based on the data that we receive that will give us an indication as to what is happening in the current market and externally. Of course, we respond to things that will happen as it moves along, but
Right.
when it comes to that particular scenario, this plan, that seemed to be unfolding, is very much contrary to what we were told. So we simply just want an explanation to see, okay, what has changed, if ever, and why, or what is the reason for that change. Given our concern initially that having a company like this come to our space could create some, negative experience for the companies at the time, both Rivers and Clarkscourt in particular.
Right. And Lissidia is saying, well, more competition, the better. That is not the arguing point. The arguing point is that you were not prepared to even set up any kind of promotion against it because you was told that you didn't have to. You was kind of left flat-footed in a way.
Well, essentially, yes. That could be a reasonable, summary of that. Not that we don't have the ability to respond to things in the market. I mean, part of what makes a company like us, resilient. We've been around since 1937. You know, we didn't just pop up yesterday. So
Right.
at the end of the day, we understand that the market can change and things can be dynamic, etc. But our concern is really about transparency. It's really about not being deceptive. And if there is some kind of deception, you want to get some explanation as to why it is. I think the Grenadian public, I mean, our citizens, deserve to be fed with credible information. And when
Right.
things are not going based on what is said, we have a right as citizens, both corporate citizens and private citizens, to ask those questions so that we can get the correct answer. This is part of what makes us a sovereign nation. It's part of what makes us a powerful people. The fact that we can stand up for those things that concerns us.
Right. Okay. Have you spoken to Renegade? Have you did the companies? I know it's not only Clark's Court. Rivers is also
Mhm.
on this. In fact, the owner there had planned to come in to speak with us today, but she had earlier inconvenience, so she was not able to come on. So it's not only you. But did you guys get a chance to speak to Renegade to find out like what are the agreement, what are the arrangements, what's the
Well,
plan?
no, you know, again, companies don't go to companies and ask them for their arrangements with government.
Right.
I mean, at the end of the day, this signal and this information was clearly expressed to us by the governments of the day that said to us that was the case. So we're asking the government now to really explain to us what has changed. You know, we did not reach out. I mean, we did not reach out to Renegade and really ask them that particular question.
Right.
We don't know what is their understanding of whatever arrangement they had with government. But of course, we heard the clips from both government official and from their CEO that stated that they were not designed or set up to compete on the local market. So that is quite public.
Right, right. So what's the next step from here, Mr. Green? We had this information out there.
Well,
Everyone,
again, we want to.
go ahead.
Right. Well, we hope that we can get an honest answer from, the government officials and the other folks who may have credible information to allow us to understand what is currently happening. Um, like any other competitor or business on the Grenadian, landscape, we don't wish any ill of any particular business, whether they're a competitor or not, or a foreign investor or not. We're just mostly interested in fairness and transparency. And that is why we have asked this question publicly, so we can get a proper understanding as to what has transpired.
Absolutely, absolutely. Listen, thanks for giving us some additional clarification to this issue right here. We are due to speak to Renegade. I'm going to ask the question because I would like to know if, in fact, there is an agreement, or if there was an agreement, if there was some kind of sunset agreement to that agreement that would
Right.
then give them certain amount of time not to export, not to sell in the local market, and after that time would have expired, then they then could provide, because if there is a document that say that they cannot or they should not sell in the local market, and now they're selling in the local market, then they would be going against contrary to the agreement. So hopefully I could get a chance to speak to Renegade
Certainly.
to get their understanding of it as well. Anything else you want to put out there, Mr. Green?
Well, not at this time pertinent to this particular conversation, but just want to wish everyone a very happy and safe carnival. Folks, by Smash 24, we look forward to welcoming you and, of course, having you enjoy our products responsibly. All right. So, joining me this afternoon, and keep doing an excellent job on your program.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Simon Green there, giving us Clark's Court's position on this ongoing matter. This is what's pissing off Clark's Court, guys. Now, your time to chime in. Let me know what you think, guys. Let me explain it again if you guys don't understand. Renegade Rum came into the market, and the competitors, Clark's Court and River and Twine, was told that they don't have to worry. This company is not going to come into the local market and compete with you on a local level. That was the understanding by both Clark's Court and River and Twine, right? So they did not prepare, they did not strategize, they did not set up a marketing plan to deal with that extra competition. Now, you might say competition is good and it makes everybody stronger. Yes, right? But they did not go in thinking or expecting that that would have been a competition. From what they was told, both from the government and what was said in this meeting, the launch event right here, was that this event, this rum company is coming in, but is specifically for export. Now, what Clark's Court is saying, all right, and what River and Twine is saying, that suddenly changed, because now when they go into the local supermarket, when they go into the local stores, they are seeing the rums available there. They never expected that because they were told, right? They were told. In fact, it was said here again.
To be served at high-end restaurants, hotels, and bars, and stored in the collections of some of the world's most respected rum enthusiasts.
It's not a rum that's going to be everywhere. It's not going to be in every corner shop. It's a rum for the cognoscenti. It's for the gastronome. It's for the bon viveur. It's a very elite distillation process. And as the brand emerges, and as the fame of Renegade spreads, so will the reflected glory here in Grenada.
Right. So that was the expectation by Clark's Court, that they did not have to worry about the competitor, because essentially there is no competition. There is nothing to worry about. And again, their position is they found that out by the way, right? They found that out by the way, not expecting it, but going into the market or going into this local store and seeing the Renegade rum there. So they're saying, and they're asking the question, so what changed? Because I thought you guys said, I thought government said that that is not the case and that would not happen, right? That is what Clark's Court is saying. That is their position. Let's take your calls right now, 718-701-5720. Let's talk about this particular issue here, guys, because this is an ongoing conversation, right? And I believe that this would go on for a little while until the rum companies have actual answers. Now, I must also say that it's not only Clark's Court that's in this fight. We did get a chance to speak to River and Twine, right? And she has the same problem. So it's an ongoing situation. It's an ongoing question. And it's uneasy for the bottling company because, again, as I said, they did not prepare they did not prepare to deal with the competition. They did not prepare to market or to strategize for that incoming competition, right? And I do believe, and a lot of you guys said it as well, I do believe that competition makes any business stronger. It makes them put out a better product. It give the customer better pricing because everybody would, they have to compete for a space in the market. So I don't think that the question of monopolizing rum or Clark's Court saying that they shouldn't come into the market, I don't think that's what they're saying. They're saying the clarification on what was told to them initially is not what it is right now. So they're asking the question, so what's changed? So let's take your views on it, guys. Again, the number 718-701-5720. Yes, 718-701-5720. Jackie is asking a good question. What is the price difference with the rums? What's the price difference? Are they in different, because they are different type of alcohol that you could consume. They are the high-end, a very expensive alcohol. and then there are some of the medium in medium range, and then there's some in the lower range, right? So yeah, that's a good question. And I think there are some, and from my understanding, guys, that's from my understanding, some of the rums that are sold in the local stores are at par with the local prices of Clarkscourt and Rivers, right? That's my understanding of it. 718-701-5720. Do you understand and do you see their concern? Do you see their concern and why they should be concerned? And ask the question. Now, is it that when this new administration came in that something changed? Was it that when the previous administration there was an agreement that had a sunset clause? We don't know. Is it possible also that there was no agreement whatsoever? That's also possible. We don't know. They don't know either. Clarkscourt and Rivers, they don't know either. All they're seeing is this is a new thing. This is in the market. This is in the stores and directly competing with them. And they were not prepared for it. All right, so Kibbs is asking the question, what are the employee benefits if all workers leave in Clarkscourt? I don't know about the employee benefits. And again, if an employee decides to leave employer A to go to employer B, at the end of the day, that is they could do that, right? They have choice to do that, right? Again, competition in the market. But what they're saying, what the Clarkscourt and Rivers is saying, that they believe that those employees are being solicited, right? They're saying that those employees are being solicited to come over. That's their claim. All right. Is it that no tax for the government too? Yes, I believe so. I believe so. Yeah, more. Of course, if you have more factories coming into the country, they have to pay more taxes into the government. All right. Jackie O is saying Grenadians like to try new things, but after Carnival, back to Clarkscourt and Rivers. Yes. Someone said they don't see the problem here. Someone said they don't see the problem here. They don't see the issue. But Clarkscourt and Rivers, both of them, right, they're taking this thing very, very seriously. Obviously, they see the problem and they see the issue. Again, understand this, right? They were not prepared to deal with that competition. Now, if they were prepared, they would have possibly go in, allocate more money into marketing and prepare themselves, right? Get ready for the competition and probably do whatever is necessary to set up themselves for the competition. But they were not made aware that they would have had to do that. So they was totally unprepared. So here we have this company in the market right now. They are unprepared on how they'll deal with the situation, and the company is directly competing with them. Essentially, if a company like Clarkscourt or Rivers don't put their house in order, think about how detrimental that could be for their business. Because you have a new competitor, obviously the competitor probably coming in with more investment, more investors, probably newer facilities, able to do more. They have bigger budgets and all that other stuff. And it could cripple the market, right? It could really cripple the market. So the other companies that had to step up to the game, and Gabby made a point earlier that Rivers, sometimes Rivers can't even satisfy the market, because I know people in New York, they want to order Rivers or they want to order Clarkscourt, and they don't have it readily available. So it could mean that competition would make them step up to the plate a little bit more. But again, it comes back to the situation that they're faced with. They were not aware or made aware that they will have to compete. So that's what they're saying. So next question here. So did Clarkscourt buy over Miss? What a question. I'll let Mr. Green answer that. I don't know. Mr. Green probably made his own decision. Right? I guess, yes. 718-701-5720. We're taking your call right now. And your understanding on this. Someone said, what is the problem here, Junior? Why are we talking about rum? It's what's pissing you off, guys. This is obviously pissing off Clark's Court, and is obviously pissing off River and Twine, so much that they have to take it to the public, right? They have to take it to the public because, again, they were caught basically with their hands behind their back, not understanding what, because they was told one thing and the next thing happened. And we learned, well, we got some information from a third-party source, so take it for what it is. We got that information that they probably were not any formal written agreement. Whether that is so or not, if there is no formal written agreement by government, by then government, to say, well, this is going to happen or this is not going to happen, then it leaves the company to sort of make that judgment call on their own, whether they want to do it or not, right? So if now they decide to do it, that's a judgment call that they made, right? Because if there's no signed document, and I go back to that, if there is no signed document by government that says, okay, we are giving you X amount of concession, we are giving you X amount of assistance, we are going to facilitate X, Y, Z, if that is the case, but we don't want our local bottling company to go bankrupt, right? So we're going to protect them. So we're going to meet with you and say, listen, promise us or promise them and the rest of the country that you will not compete with them or not send them out of business. Sort of kind of like, let me give you guys a perfect scenario, right? So where I live here, at one point there was a lot of small stores that sold like, you know, like screws and hammer and nails and, you know, hardware stores. And 718 call back. I didn't see your call. Call back. 718-701-5720. And then, guys, Home Depot came, right? Home Depot is a bigger company, right? Home Depot has, you know, everything. You could get nails, hammer, screws, screwdriver, everything, board, everything by Home Depot. You know what happened eventually? These companies, the smaller companies that were selling little hammer and nail by the side, I'm not saying that those local companies are small because they have been providing rum and doing their business for a long time, so I'm not miniaturizing them. But what I'm saying is, this giant of a company, Costco and Home Depot, they came and it forced the closure of all these businesses. It forced the closure of all the small businesses. Right? Let's go to the phone line. Caller live, where are you calling us from? Okay, caller, hold on one second, caller. I ain't hearing you yet. All right, let me put you on speaker. Caller, go right ahead.
Yes, I'm Arthur Langai speaking from Brooklyn, New York, sir.
Arthur Langai, how you doing, my friend? Go right ahead.
Yes, sir.
Uh-huh.
The famous guy. And I'm very, very pissed and upset with Pete and Peter David. Because it's the same thing Peter David trying to do now with the drugs, with the marijuana business in Grenada. Because I could remember when, well, as a matter of fact, a lot of people still don't even know there's a rum factory in how do you call the place up there, in whatever, Moya, whatever area it is up there. They don't know because it was a kind of secret. And then they took cultivated lands and cultivate into cane. And nobody said nothing because it was done by Tip Mitchell.
Well, I'm not aware of. I'm personally not aware of it. I'm not personally not aware of that. But go ahead.
Yes, I'm telling you.
Okay.
Because I've been following this because I told many people who live right in the area in where the factory is down there. I can't remember the exact name right now, and they didn't even know about it.
Right.
See? And I even know one friend from Tom who used to work on VFM, who wanted to leave his work at the time to go and join this cane company. And I encouraged him not to do it.
Right.
And then Keith Mitchell himself said that the rum would be so expensive, Grenadian would not be able to purchase it. You see? And then it was also said by one of the shareholder or the owner, whatever, it is also. And now after 3 years, lo and behold, for it to be on the shelves, I mean, this is, listen, I praise God that man is not in power.
Okay. All right, Arthur Longain. All right. Thank you for your input, sir. 718-701-5720. Let's talk about it. Let's know what's pissing you off. All right. Thank you, Shirley Ann. Okay. All right. They said, don't doubt that fella. He know what's going on. I just said that I'm not personally aware of it. I wasn't saying that it wasn't factual. I was just not aware of it. All right. It's what's pissing you off on a Tuesday, guys. This is where you get a chance to talk. Tell us what's on your mind. What's pissing you off? What is stuck in your craw? Again, 718-701-5720. Let's go to the post. Let's go to the Facebook and see what are some people saying right now. What is pissing them off? Let's go to the line. The rum is $67 online. Gary said the rum is $67 US online. Okay. So you're saying that because it's out of the range, the price, the regular price of a Clark score, they're not in the same market range, correct? Is that what you're saying, Gabby? Okay, let's go to the chat. Let's go to the page. What's pissing people off today? What is pissing people off? Phone line first. We got a caller. Caller, live. Hello? All right, got to get everybody on speaker there.
Hello?
Yeah, hi, caller. Go right ahead.
Yeah, I am Dennis from Washington.
Hey, go ahead, Washington.
Yeah, in the beginning I had said bringing this rum factory in Dunfermline was a mistake. Was a mistake to bring that rum there.
Why you thought it was a mistake initially?
Because I thought it was going to compete with Revant Wine and, given the size of our country, we had two major rum distilleries in Grenada already.
Right.
And so I didn't think it was a good idea. I think Grenada needs development, but I think we need to choose what we bring to our people. And then here they said that it was not going to be for the local market, and it's now on the local market. I think it's just, you're just deceiving that, you promise something and now, again, the other thing I hear people talk about, they pay taxes. Do they know most of this business and them get tax exemption for many years, before they start paying taxes? I'm not saying the rum factory got the taxes, but most businesses get a lot of tax exemption for many years before they start paying taxes. But Costco and Revant Wine and them will be paying taxes. So that's something we need to think about, protect our local businesses,
Right.
Anyway, that thing just something that I just thought it was going to happen.
Well, Carl, let me ask you a question, right? Well, let me ask you a question. Do you think that it was for government to have an agreement to allow this company to sell in the local market, not just a word of mouth or a verbal arrangement, a verbal agreement, something on paper that said, you know what, we don't want our local company, our local bottling company to go out of business. So if you're saying that you're going to export to the international market, we don't want you to come in and have it in every mom and pop shop around the area, like how we have those our own brand doing. But do you think that it was on government to have that piece of document signed? Go ahead, caller.
Yeah, of course. Those a document should be signed. All credible government, when they make an agreement, they put it in writing. not verbal. They put it in writing, and you protect your local businesses from competition from outside that could drive them out of business. They should be in writing. You know, not just say shake hand or whatever. This is business. This is the people's business. This is the country. You protected the country. I mean, there's too much of a handshake with this past administration. And now you can't find it. Like we can't find no document about the oil they said they found. Where is that? Where's the document? You know, those things on them. We need to hold those people accountable, man. You know, it's not right. It's not fair. While our local companies now having to, you know, rethink and restruggle or whatever it is because this thing dropped from the heart. It's not right.
Right.
Anyway, I just thought it was something that is unfortunate.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, caller. Thank you so much. All right, cool. Again, 718-701-5720. Prime is saying, what's the problem? More choices for customers. Let them decide. Vote with your money. Danny McIntosh is saying, is that the case? Then Grenada should stop eating KFC, Subway, and Pizza Hut. Okay. 718-710-15720, guys. Put your voice on record. What's pissing you off today? It's your day, it's Tuesday. What's pissing you off? All right, James Morgan said, really? Competition will keep them in check. Some of them put in water in the case. Now, let me ask you this question, guys. The scenario and the situation that I spoke about earlier. Now, let me take this caller. Hey, caller, you live? Where are you calling us from?
Carnage St. George's Jr.
Carnage St. George's. Go ahead, Carnage.
Yes. I was once an employee of the Grenada Distillers Limited, where I worked for 10 years under that same administration. And you know what? I came from the same NMP, right? As an Imani worker, right? I've been in class code for 10 years, where I facilitated training from top to bottom, you hear? And the same green that was live on your program a while ago, you know what he did? After I trained Jamaican, Trinidadian, just name it. You know what they did to me? After me and them had one liquor fall on it, they take me by knickers and they sent me home. I'm talking about the 10th of March. I just the other day. Not a black cent I have gotten, but they're talking about renegade workers. Mr. Green was never there when they're talking about renegade workers leaving and go to Kenco. That's a lie.
Okay.
That's a lie. Hear what I'm saying?
Right.
So I want to know about the injustice of workers at the Grenada Distillers Limited. That is the point. That one, Mr. Green and them have to come and talk about. Mr. Green was never there.
Right.
Mr. Green is a liar just the same way.
Right. But we did hear from River and Twine, who said the same thing. They lost employees as well. So it's not only Clark's Court.
Watch me. What I'm saying, Junior George, and you know me good.
Yeah.
I just want us coming in a mass camp right through.
Right.
From wherever.
Right.
Right?
Okay.
I'm just saying to you, all I'm trying to talk about is the victimization of
right.
workers.
But
if you're victimizing workers, it's obvious they go leave and go.
Right.
Everybody have the right to leave and go, but I didn't leave and go. They willingly fired me after I trained a Jamaican. I don't want to call their name, but I can call it all who are trained.
Okay.
You understand? I still waiting for my years of service, not a black cent after I take the company from one state to another. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that is something
that talking about victimization, about the rum space and this and that. That's a lie.
Okay. All right, caller.
Victimized workers.
All right. Thank you so much for your input, all right? Thanks again.
Yes.
All right, cool. 718-701-5720, guys. This is the topic right now. What's pissing you off? People are getting pissed off. So you see, it's good when you have a program that you could ventilate on what's on your mind, what's stuck in your craw, what is like here. Give you opportunity to let it out. Yeah? Yeah, all right, guys. So this would be an ongoing situation, ongoing conversation. Yes, employees could decide if they want to leave, if they want to stay. That's the employee decision at the end of the day. Competition is good in the market. What Clark Scott and River and Twine is saying is that what has happened, or what happened, is that they were unaware that they would have to compete. So they did not prepare for that level of competition. All right? That's where it's at. Voice note, messages, calls. Oh, wow. Wow. Let me tell you guys, besides the topic of this, I have another issue that I wanted to raise here. Now, a young lady called me today, and she is in a terrible position because there are a group of fellas who have been going after her son for an extended period of time, and he escaped, and she went to the police station in Grenville so that they could start investigating and come in and deal with the situation right here. The police, although as much as she tell the police, in fact, these guys shut up her house one time, just recently. And they came after her son with a cutlass, and I mean, it's a terrible situation. So she went to the police in Grenville to let the police know what's going on. Come and check out and arrest the situation. She messaged and said earlier that the police said that they couldn't go at the time because they didn't have a vehicle or something like that. When they did get an opportunity to go, they started to go on the path towards checking out what happened, because something happened today. And we might get a breaking news development later in the program or later after in the afternoon. That might be something that is might be breaking news. Just let's leave it like that. So the police left going towards where someone allegedly jumped her son and his friends, and the police pulled up by Western Union. The police left them in the car, went up to Western Union and doing business. And she's sitting there, and she's upset because she wants this situation dealt with as soon as possible. He said the police left them there, went up in Western Union and go handle his own business. So she just messaged me there, and there's a lot happening. I don't want to read back her message on there because I'm still concerned of her security. And so some things I want to deal with it off air. But listen, police officer, listen man. This is a serious situation. And if you're watching me, police officers in Grenville Police Station, deal with this lady matter, because it's a serious matter. It's a serious matter, all right? Because I said, from what she told me earlier, from the information that we got earlier, we may have to break a news later that it's a very sad situation that happened. Because we ain't get the confirmation yet, but from what the reports are saying, something went down. Right, so we're gonna tell you guys about it later. But police in Grenville, go and deal with the situation, because now the mother is saying, so if anything happened to me, these people are responsible because they stated that they're coming to shoot up a house again. Come on, man. In a small place like Grenada, man, come on, man. The group of fellas, come on, man. We are, at the end of the day, we all Grenadians. We are living in this little space. Whatever antagonizing you about the brother, you don't have to go and shoot up the family house like you did before. You have innocent people living inside of there. Come on, deal with all the situation better, man. Because this is just, you essentially, guys, fellas, just take a deep breath. Because essentially, all you're just clamoring for jail. All you're just begging for jail, right? I'm sure you have your family that you love, your kids or your brothers, your sisters or whatever. I'm begging the fellas and them who is antagonizing this lady and want to go and shoot up her house again for the second time, pulling cutlass after her and her son and some other members of her family. All you need to cool that. Just cool it down, guys. Just cool it down. This is nonsense, and that nonsense have to stop. All right? Yeah. I ain't even want to tell the village, guys. I swear I don't want to tell the village. I don't want to give no further information as to identify anyone. But parents, all you talk to all your kids, no man. They literally begging. They're literally begging for a long jail time from what they from the kind of activities that they're doing. And the police in Grenville, all you step up to the plate, please. Police in Grenville, all you step up to the plate, please. Deal with this lady's situation and show all you know who we're talking about. Because she was in there today. And she begging all you. And the one that went up to Western Union and go and deal with the business, when you have the woman business, you know what I mean? Somebody probably could have done something to a friend. We don't even know what happened to the man up to now. Eh? And you go and deal with your business up in Western Union. Alright guys, so we gotta update everybody on this. But she just sending me this message here and it kinda getting me real upset. Yeah, it's getting me real upset. Yeah. Alright. Alright guys, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to deal with some of this situation off air. I'll call up the mother and probably call the Grenville police station personally so they could deal with the situation here because I don't like what's going on. I don't like what's going on. Alright guys. So again guys, this is what's pissing you off on a Tuesday. Every Tuesday, that's where we are talking about the things that's on your mind, that's stuck in your craw, that you need to get out. It's your day, Tuesday. We'll be right back.
Today. Located inside Rider Excursion at the Esplanade Mall, we handle both small and large orders with speed and precision. For fast, quality t-shirt printing, call Instaprint at 473-422-1011. Get your perfect print today at Instaprint. Printing done in an instant.
All right, so Danny said, Junior, I can pay you, but give me a Hurricane Fund Relief 1010 cricket tournament a plug, please. I ain't gonna charge you. I have it up on the screen there. I give it a bly. I give it a bly. All right? I give you a bly. I give you a bly. There are plenty rivers and woodman on sale. All right, Danny? You're starring. All right, guys. Also, don't forget, guys, if you're looking to rent an e-bike, check out Ride e-bike excursion in the Esplanade Mall.
Pick yourself up with Ride Rent a e-bike today and take advantage of the smartest and coolest way to get around. Rental starting for only $30 per hour and less than $100 EC per day. Zip through traffic, save money, and look awesome doing it. Check us out at the Esplanade Mall today. Visit us online at ridersebike.com or give us a call at 473-422-1011. Your wallet and the planet will thank you. Ride Rent a e-bike.
I want you folks to play these 3 games from the NLA. Daily pick 3 cash flow and play with. You will be supporting sports and culture, nation building and our future. So go out and play, folks, make it a must. You will see what the National Lottery is doing for us. When you play pick 3 cash flow and play with, the NLA will support you all the way.
Starting September 30th, Monday to Friday, these 3 games will be drawn mid-morning, 9:45 a.m., midday, 12:45 p.m., and evenings, 7:45 p.m. The National Lotteries, supporting sports, culture, and nation building.
Sunday money day.
What What if you had a choice? A choice of joining a line or a choice of making your purchases online? What would you choose? While you ponder on that, the National Lotteries Authority has provided another purchasing option. All their games are now available online. Yes, Grenadians! From wherever you are, purchase your favorite daily and jackpot type games using any electronic device. Register on the NLA's website at www.nla.gd. Top up your account and enjoy online lottery gaming at your convenience. We're taking shopping comfort up, up, up several notches. But the choice is yours. Join a line or buy online. NLA, make your dreams come true.
Yeah. Guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for being a part of our program. There are some things I need to get out of the program and do off air. So, got a hard stop right here. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget, if you are in the area of, or will be in Grenada for Spice Mass, we urge you to come in and rent an e-bike. Yeah, come in and rent an e-bike inside the Esplanade Mall. We have a special rate for the month of July. Come in and ask about this special rate. Jump in an e-bike, head out the place, rent an e-bike. Also, guys, we'd like to pick up JetBlue. If you're flying to Spice Mass this year, I hope you book already. Fly with JetBlue with low, amazing rates to the Spice Isle. Multiple flights to the Spice Isle. Even from Boston to the Spice Isle. Check out jetblue.com. Catch you guys later, guys. See you tomorrow. Right here, right along live. Good night.